Welcome to Still Talking Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Rigsby, and this is Big Easy and Matt Masters and Fuck Uncle Joey.
That's legit. That's legit. That ain't the worst one. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't the worst one. Like,
it's not the normal one, so it's all right.
You was over there practicing before you came on. That's why you was so quiet before we come on. You was rehearsing in your head.
Man, all about
well played.
Uncle Joey takes a beating around here, man. I swear.
Right.
You're doing it to yourself right now.
First time this has ever happened.
That must have been one of them bourbon bottles he was giving out.
Bourbon keeping you from drinking it?
How you doing, O'Sheen?
I went to pull the cork, and the cork just popped off in the old bottle.
If you watched him, he did this with it like it was a pull tab, and he didn't twist it.
No, actually, I tried
to peel it off there. No, he didn't. Don't let him lie. Y'all remember the corks in all the bottles that Phil Billy was giving out at part of the bottle?
Oh, yeah.
Every one of them was popping off. I had got some of they were like rubber corks, like hard rubber for them style bottles. Dude, they're legit. Yep, you gotta finish the bottle and show who's boss.
Yep. So we have a guest that I'm assuming forgot.
Or something came up, you know what I'm saying? I would imagine something might have come up because, stuff happens. And you never know, they might come along a little soon. Oh, dude, that's legit. Look. You also put these little stoppers in these so they wouldn't leak.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Well done, Tracy.
Smoky Mountain Squad shine. Get everything shared.
And how is it?
I can't tell you until I try it again.
Get all the cork out of my bourbon.
Get the cork out of your bourbon, huh?
Just gives it character.
This is a pretty damn good bottle too. This was that Austin Mabry. He joined the collective, I do believe, the guild. He joined the guild. He's got a bourbon group out of Marysville, and they went down to Elijah and Craig and did a barrel pick.
Huh.
That's pretty good. It's a private barrel, man. It's a solid bottle. I've had it for about 2 years. Finally trying to kill it.
I mean, you broke the cork, you ain't got a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Ooh, that's good.
Everybody here is drinking but me.
No surprise there.
That's because Bushlight apples. Hold on. Is that like a Truly or something?
No, it's a Coke. It's Truly. What the fuck? Look, man.
He said, "Is that a Truly?"
I may be a piece of shit, but I am never going to stoop down to that level.
I got a little rise out of him. He's like, "No, man, no, look, no, man, look, it's Coke. It's Coke."
He was trying to.
I just dumped the Truly in it, so
he knew what he was doing.
He was snatching Sean's manhood the first 10 minutes of the podcast, is what he was doing.
He's got to hit back with something,
Listen, Matt doesn't have his to take, so
where is Matt's manhood?
It's always in the drawer. We've always talked about that. Keep them in the drawer.
In the ball purse.
It's right down here.
Yeah, she keeps them over,
I'm in her office, man.
He really is. That's what's fun.
Oh, shit. Yeah, unfortunately, our guest obviously not able to make it right now. Old Dee Dee. Hopefully everything's all good and we can get her rescheduled, or maybe she'll join in.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a few things.
Yeah,
Sean, what you got going
on? On the way, Uncle Joey. I'm gonna get comfortable and just,
Nah, you talking too, bro.
I'm always talking. I talk enough, man. It's always cold, man. It's always cold, bro.
I'm old crow fan.
You like it warm or cold, Uncle Joey?
My bourbon is always straight off the shelf, so warm, room temperature.
I like mine on the rocks. I'm
Yeah.
on a rock type feller.
So I like if it's a flavored anything, I like it cold. But if it's like a brandy or bourbon or whatever, I prefer it warm.
I put it all on the rocks so I could just sip it. You know, I'll take a couple shots and just sip on it for a long while, and then that way, like end of the night, it's like, oh man, I only had a few drinks. It's been 6 hours, and then you wait till you get home to really turn up. The way you get home,
It is wild how you put some liquor in the freezer and it changes.
Mm-hmm.
you can
Leave it to mine to make it better.
This agave is completely different in the freezer.
So, like, you know how you say that with yours, like it brings the berry to the nose front.
Yeah.
We're just talking. Like, what liquor are you drinking on there, Uncle Joey?
I have a bottle of Elijah Craig Private Barrel Bourbon is what I'm sipping on tonight. Because I broke the cork in the bottle, I got to drink the rest of the bottle.
We really don't have nothing special at the moment, so we're open for topics. But
Questions? Anything?
well, what I was saying, like with that jar from Sugarlands and Sean, when you put it in the freezer, the berry comes forward, and then like with Tater's jar from there, his release jar, when you put it in, it's cold. It's got way more apple smell and flavor to it, whereas it's got more of the wood. It's got more of the wood to it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and I like it better cold. Like, I think it brings more of the apple. It's got more of an apple juice smell to it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you said it just changes.
I agree.
Hey, don't worry, your time's coming too, there, Mr. Master Distiller Contestant.
Yep, it's on the way. I noticed when his Tater's jar is warm, the oak, the quick aging really is there. I mean, I feel like you can really taste it.
I get more fruit when it's cold and more wood when it's warm.
Yes, absolutely more wood when it's warm. Yes,
and that's the thing. Like you guys have all said, you can't fake age or time.
No substitute for time.
Yeah, I think a lot of times with the chip. Yeah, well,
you get the flavor in there, but time smooths it out. It's a mouthfeel to me.
It's stingy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stingy. I forget the word for that you get. It's astringent at the beginning with the chips. Like, you got to let it sit there and do its thing and in and out and let it smooth out a little bit. But
so on that one episode of Master Distiller, they had them little. Does that actually do anything?
Oh yeah, I mean that's rapid coloring and flavoring. It's no different than nuclear, like microwaving it or hot and cold, or even like you'll see them sometimes on the show. At the end of the show, they'll take the jar and they'll just sit there and shake the mess out of it. Well, you're constantly moving that liquid over to the surface area of the wood.
Yep.
And moving over the wood, that's what quick age is. A quick age, fast age, rapid age.
Hey, let me hold on 1 second here. This gentleman that's in our comments tonight, this O'Sheen Smith. Hey, thank you for joining. He was in our podcast last night, and he had some gin questions, I do believe. I don't know if Big Easy, if he wants to ask it in this group.
I'm not much of a gin feller, but
well, I think about some maceration.
So
I think he was talking about some maceration. So I know you and Sean, I think, have dabbled in a little bit of maceration. So tonight might be the night for you to ask some questions if you want, Mr. Smith.
I appreciate you coming on over. We got this private group. It's called the Distillers Guild. It's just a little private group where we're all getting together and just sharing information. and it's all about being able to share information and share what you know and ask what you don't know. And really, that's what it's all about, without all the BS of other Facebook groups, this and that. It's a private group. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to pay for private, but it keeps the trash out,
Yeah.
That's what I like about it. So that's why I don't mind it. And, it's a fair deal. And especially,
if you think back 10, 15 years ago, when you were trying to learn something, I mean, what's $9 a month or whatever?
Bro, I would have murdered for something like that to be able to go in and ask seasoned vets as opposed to just drinking tails out of ever.
Well, and let's be honest, not hating on these groups, but they're oversaturated with so many people at this point because so many people have gotten interested in it, and not everybody's knowledge and information is necessarily good and useful, but those people seem to be the ones that want to push it down your throat and act like they have the most knowledge. So sometimes those big groups are good because you have a large group of people to get information from, but you also have the opportunity to get a large group of maybe not so useful information.
I find the large groups can be off-putting for beginners, and that's pretty much what the guild is for. Is, hey man, I'm a beginner and this is what I do, and you'll instantly have a few people like, well, I do it like this, I do it like that. This is how I do it. All this month, I'm doing February is called the month of brandy, So every day I'm putting up something new that's part of my process on how I do it. Not how you should do it, but how I do it. So it's like, well, we're going to start here and we're on this, we're on that. And I think today was straining my mash at the end because that shit sucks. It shit sucks, like straining all that liquid out of the bottoms, in the bottoms of your mash, it's trudge, you can't put a pump in there. Like with corn, I throw a Harbor Freight pond pump in the bottom of my corn mash. Dude, it'll suck all that liquid out of there until that corn's almost dry because it's a pond pump. You throw it in your fruit though, and it's going to get clogged. So like I got a 5-gallon bucket with a brew bag, and I use it two different ways. At the beginning, when I'm separating my ferment, I put the bag on the outside of the bucket and I put the pump inside. And then I jam the bucket down into it. And if you could put some weights in it, you can. But I just jam it down into it, and eventually it'll sit down in there, and that filters it out. But then when you get down to the bottom where all that your trudge, your sludge, just that thick nastiness, well, you're not going to pump through that. So I take the bag and put it inside the bucket, dump all that shit in there, and then hang it over whatever and just let it sit overnight. I ain't got to do nothing.
That's the great
thing. Yeah.
Now, I know I don't think it'd work for fruit, but it's anybody messed with it. I've seen people using those salad spinners, the big commercial.
Didn't Prohibition have like a washer or something? Didn't somebody in there have like
somebody else had one? Had it?
Yeah, dryers, clothes spinners.
Yeah.
Well, there's commercial salad spinners. They're like 5-gallon buckets.
Really?
And it's got a crank on the top. It works the same way. I can't remember who it was.
I know
somebody used one. I looked into them.
So
$100, $150.
Prohibition had the dryer, and then every now and then you would see it hop off the table because it got off balance. And so there was a feller, and he designed a bottom plate for it so it wouldn't get out of balance. And so he sent it to Phil Billy, and Phil Billy got one, and whatever he did something incorrectly, and that motherfucker got off balance, and it flung peaches all over his garage and all over him and shit. And he got all mad. He chucked it out in the driveway. And our buddy Wes was like, "Well, man, that thing's all right still." So Wes takes it, and I'm like, "Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might want to strap that thing down." He's like, "Nah, man, it'll be all right. It'll be all right." And the next day, he's like, "You was right, man. There was fucking apples all over my garage and all over me." And I'm like, "My man, you gotta watch them spinners, man." I believe old Gary White had bought one, And same thing, dude. Like it ain't no different than like you know how when your washer's spinning and it gets off balance, that thing starts going. Same deal, man. Like you got to get that stuff in there just perfect. So I'm wondering about the salad spinner if it evens it out better, and because when you're putting all that mash in that dryer, it's in a brew bag, so you're already concentrating it to a ball. You know, it's kind of like throwing a bowling ball in your dryer and turning it on. You just got one ball in there, boom, boom. So like, I wonder if you was to put a lot in there, like put a few brew bags inside, maybe to even it out, as opposed to one. I don't know. I don't mess with them. I just dump the shit in a bucket and let it hang. Like,
might have to invest in one this spring just to see.
Everybody that I've seen use them dryers, it always hops off the table, and like when I saw Prohibition do it, they was using grain, and Phil was using fruit, and he didn't have the bag tied shut or the bag broke or something, dude, and it was all over the place, man. And I just walked up and I saw it in his driveway. I knew what happened. I couldn't help but laugh. It was funny.
That'll teach you
how
to be
many
late.
times have you walked up on some shit like that? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's a good time. You just never know. You just never know.
There was a fire,
Which time?
right? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, shit, I forgot. He did it himself.
You have that, man. The stuff gets crazy when it's warm out, Mr. Benny. Don't threaten. Uncle Joey's already been there.
He's already 1 foot in.
Ooh, yes, sir. Here, matter of fact, let's do a little bit of the.
What is that?
Is that the little jar from Two Uncles in One Jar?
Nah, this is some good old fashioned liquid. liquid in a jar.
Yeah.
Come on, Uncle Joey, spit it out.
What is it?
Stop talking.
You should have stopped about. When you put a Q-tip in, you stop when you feel resistance, right?
Regular THC.
Well, what if you don't feel
There is no resistance there.
Self lobotomy.
Jesus Christ.
This is a lot better with a guest, so we just ask questions too.
I know.
So again, what are you drinking there, Uncle Joey?
I already
He's
told
on
you.
like his fourth different bottle by now.
No, the small bottle.
Oh, that was
It was edible. It was edible. Just say it was edible.
It was an edible.
There you go. It was an edible drink.
A drinkable.
There you go. That's his favorite. His favorite is sausage flavor. It's his correct flavor.
Old Benny knows me well. Love you, Benny.
Sausages in the fence. Uncle Joey likes what he likes.
Sausages at the fence. That's it. There you go.
No shaming.
Zero
So
shame.
listen, talk a little bit more. Let's talk about the guild, man. Is this something that you guys? You said every month or weekly you're dropping stuff in at Big Easy?
Well, right now I'm dropping daily.
Daily, nice, absolutely.
Yeah, and so it's just all leading up. Just getting it, like the beginnings. Like I believe the first day was know your ratios. I shared a thing about ratios, and then I talked about sugars and nutrients and yeast, and every day it's just something new. And it's just all the things that I consider going into it. And they might not be the correct way for some people, but it's
right.
It works for us.
Yeah, and anytime that somebody puts a post up, then responses are welcomed. Add on to it. Add this. Add that. There was a new fella in there, and he was asking about. He's got well water that's irony as hell, and I'm like, yeah, Matt's got irony well water. Tagged him in. I was like, I don't know shit about that. I get it from the hose. I tagged Matt in, and Matt's like, I just do this, and that. So I'm saying like I didn't have the right answer.
I just shared what I do.
But we found
him.
somebody who experiences that, and that's what it's all about. and there is no like I refrain from the ball. Like there's no ball busting in it either. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we don't ball bust.
Yeah.
You know, we do take like little underhanded shots every now and then, but it's towards the greater good. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to keep it serious because I mean, no, people are trying to learn, and
yes,
you know
and,
that's like my thing in there that I posted a while back is, you know, when people are new, I start with sugar because essentially you get the fermentation. You know, you see what a healthy fermentation is. You learn your yeast temps, you know, all that instead of jumping in and diving in. You got to walk before you can run.
yeah,
Well,
sugar. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's something that I feel like, you know, I wish there was some, like, when I first even got to look into watching videos, I wish there was somebody like Big Easy that had like a PSA video out there that was like, hey, my name's Big Easy, and I'm just here to let you know that there are no right and wrong ways. You know what I mean? Like someone that that lets you know that it's okay. Like, because there's not really anybody out there like him. You need to do that. You need to do hey, all you new Shiners out there, I'm gonna tell you something. There's no wrong way. There's
if you watch my banana brandy video, I talked about it the whole time. You know, this is how I do it. I mean, how you might want to do it, or how you heard anybody do it. This is how I do it. This is what works for me. And we talk about it all the time. You know, like it's your way, man. Figure it out.
Yep. And that's like when people do try to do conversions, man, and they're like, "Oh, well, you know, I messed up." I'm like, just add sugar to it. Just bump it. Get where you need to go, you know, and just keep trying. You know, I mean,
keep trying.
It's just going to keep trying. It's just going to keep getting better as you go. You know, whether it's corn liquor or banana brandy, it don't matter. It's all.
But that's like you said. You hit it right on the head. Everyone's got their spot. Everybody has their place. So you might try it and may not like it, and then somewhere you'll stumble upon a certain corn that you really like, and then boom, okay, now I've got Big Easy or Phil or Sean or Matt. Now I've got these guys I can talk to, but there's just everybody's got something that they like, and once they find it, that's what you want to make. So I think that's the cool thing about this hobby. There's so many different things you can make liquor with.
Well, and everybody's opinion differs too.
Yeah.
What you like it might be different than what I like.
Yeah.
So I'm happy when I make what I like. I mean, that's a win. Not everybody's going to like what I like.
That's like, you know, earlier we were talking about.
You like what you like, baby.
Corn liquor that's gone through, you know, 20 plates or whatever. You know, I particularly don't like. I don't say I don't like corn liquor because I do, but I prefer a lighter taste. So I prefer a corn liquor to be going through, you know, 4 or 5 plates, personally.
Yeah.
Now brandy, no. But
I believe it's dependent on the corn, just like dependent on the amount of rye. Yeah, there's a balance.
Yeah,
you know, but there's always a balance. But you know, like
good question up here.
But you know, for me, corn's grungy. You know, I get that word from Bad Santa. Corn's grungy. I just want to pot still it, man. Anything run through place to me, I just think it gets over distilled quickly. Not saying it is, but it can quickly get over distilled.
Mm-hmm.
So O'Sheen, I think in the beginning, you have certain people who learn different ways, and so some people learn super simple. And if they get bombarded with all this information, like breeding yeast and what grains are best for taste in the beginning, it can be off-putting for them. And so it's always important, you know, like keep it simple. Start easy.
It's a really good point because, you know, you can dive into this as far as you want. There's so many rabbit holes, or you can keep it simple.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to keep it at the level you're comfortable with.
But that's
a very good point that you're asking.
Right. I always recommend that, you know, my first recommendation for a beginner, your first mash should be Uncle Jesse's Simple Sour Mash.
I agree.
Yep.
Support shine, corn, sugar, water, yeast, no converting of the corn. You learn how to sour mash it in. You learn how to deal with the pH problem you're going to have around 3rd or 4th gin usually. You know, you learn a lot about making liquor by just doing a simple sour mash, and you're not so put off. Like you don't even have to add yeast. You know, your yeast is already in the bed, or you can always pinch a little bit more yeast. And So it makes things real simple. And then once you get the hang of that, you understand your still, you know how to run liquor, you understand the basis of ferment. Now it's time to get into converting grains, seeing what type of yeast that you do like and don't like. And we want you to master all that. Now you're going to get into grains for taste, getting certain taste, breeding yeast, like that's some really advanced stuff. And so it can be very off-putting for a beginner.
And one thing I do recommend too, if you're doing that, is change one thing at a time. That way, if you don't like it, you know where you went wrong. If you change 4 or 5 different things at one time and you don't like it, you're like, fuck, where do I go from here?
Yeah.
well, you got to go. Yeah, you have to work backwards now. Like you said, so if you change just one thing,
you can make 5 changes, 4 of them be right and 1 be wrong, and it's going to kill everything.
Yeah.
Now,
so you don't know what you did right or wrong.
What I think really sets the new distiller apart, the new beginner distiller apart when it comes to full conversions, are the enzymes, the liquid enzymes.
Mm-hmm.
Liquid enzymes weren't heard of 5 years ago. Not saying they wasn't here, but they wasn't heard of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they were there, but they were not on the home distillers. Big market. What they weren't heard of, and the new guys, we were all trying to convert with barley, which it's doable, but it's not 100%. Like you might think you get 6 row and you bought 2 row, and it's just not it's just not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't getting what you got, and I just think that the introduction of the enzymes for the home distiller really changed full grain conversions.
Oh, it simplified it so
much. It's almost foolproof as long as you get it right. Get your temps right.
And there's nothing wrong with adding corn sugar if you don't get the conversion you wanted.
Yeah. So you're talking about like a rolling boil, Big Easy?
Yep, roll. Like I'm a steeper, man. Roll and boil and dump it on. Uncle Joey doesn't understand rolling boil because he likes to dump hot water on frozen corn.
It was just a conversation, and this motherfucker, I just felt like he was telling me I was ignorant on the conversation. He said, rolling boil. I'm like, motherfucker, there's one kind of boil. He's like, no man, a rolling boil. But then once he got it, I get it. You get it rolling good, a good rolling boil. I got it.
And if you dump hot water on ice, it cools the hot water down. I'm just saying.
Frozen corn?
Dump it on frozen shit. It's going to cool the water down to below rolling boil temp.
I was so pissed.
You live and you learn.
It was a very good learning experience.
Hey, you guys got to tune in on Sunday nights, 8:00. There's a new podcast. 2 uncles, 1 jar. It's fucking awesome.
Hold on. You're talking like 2 girls, 1 cup?
No.
Oh, what's the name of it?
Yeah, what's
2 uncles and a jar.
A jar. Okay, my bad.
Same thing. 2 uncles and 1 jar.
Dude, I think my name just rolls off the tongue a little better, man. Like,
I think you need to Google that and just see what
it's just up. There, like I'm just saying.
So look, I'm not gonna lie. I almost, just to be a fucking idiot last night, I almost was like, hey, welcome to our new podcast, 2 uncles in 1 jar.
Now, I will say that never even crossed your mind until I was like, oh, guess what the new name of this podcast is? I love it. It's legit,
I'll be dead honest. I had that when me and Mark were bouncing names off each other. I handed him like 4 or 5 names, and he came back with that one, and I was like, hell yeah, that's a pretty good one. I never even crossed my mind. 2 girls in 1 cup was even remotely.
Hey, don't worry, that was the first thing that popped in my mind. So I got you, bro. I got you back on that one.
And back to counseling we go.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you. Hey, O'Sheen Smith, man. Dude, you don't know how much that means that you said that, dude. It's going to be about an hour to an hour and a half. Mark was ready to go longer. I had to work today, so I would say there might be some that go 2 hours or so. Yeah.
He don't work.
I hopped on.
He just shows up.
When I hopped on, I thought it was an AARP commercial.
2 grandpas in a jar.
2 grandpas in 1 jar. It just got real.
Hey, we'll be doing our Jello shot.
That episode cost you extra, though. You know what I'm saying? Like the weirder it is, the more it costs.
We doing our Metamucil Jello shots.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, shit.
Thank you, Shonda.
No, it's like I said, man, you can never have enough. There's never enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's never enough quality information. As long as it's being quality information being spread around. And, you know, Uncle Moonshine, he's got some time under his belt, and
Oh, a lot of knowledge here.
you know, Uncle, like I said, it's always nice to have two ends of the spectrum. Somebody that really knows what they're doing.
Finish this up right now.
And somebody that's learning, and are on that path. You know, because they ask questions. Yeah, you don't. Uncle Joe ain't gonna be asking no questions here shortly.
Well,
his eyes are going to droop together here in a minute.
Quality. It's about quality.
From my bourbon background and liking the bourbon, now I'm really wanting to try some aging myself. And I know there's different corns that bring different flavors with the aging process and different grains. And like you said, barley and this and that. So I'm kind of excited to dig into a little bit of that with some small batch runs and try to do some barrel aging. I really do. I would like to get a 5-gallon barrel going of my own shit and just let it sit.
Yeah, he's gonna make some corn and some oats.
Yep.
Because I heard he said last night he's not gonna make a run of liquor that don't have oats in it this year.
I'm gonna put oats in a lot of stuff. I'm gonna experiment with oats this year and really try putting some
stick oats. I got stick oats.
Yes, I want to try those.
They're wild. When you grind them, they fluff they fluff up into this. And you got to grind a little bit at a time, and you can't grind them fine because like they're dry as shit, but they just fluff like.
I'm intrigued that the mouthfeel that you get and that little more, the way it tones down some of the stuff, it gives it a little more, almost like a smoothness. I like the way it smooths some stuff out.
Yep.
There you go.
That
15 gallons of protein.
So I would.
What is that? Is that sweet potato?
Just regular potatoes, I think.
Yeah. I would imagine in that 15, she's getting close. I would imagine she's
that's
close.
What I was thinking.
I said you're the first person I've heard aging a 15. Was it a new or a reused 15? Because that makes a big difference. Because when you reuse them and you're making a whiskey style, because you're reusing the barrel, like you have to let it sit a lot longer in order to get that flavor. Because all that good first flavor is stolen from it.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a while to get through the original liquor that was aged in the barrel.
Well, you got to think like when you make bourbon, it's in a brand new barrel, and so It's been used. A lot of that good flavor in it's been used fast. Even though it's sat for 5 years or whatever, it's been used fast. So when you go to refill it again, it doesn't have that much punch that fast. It takes longer for it. I guess you would think like if you made a cup of tea. Your cup of tea is good. And if you was to take that tea bag and reuse it in a new cup of tea, it's going to be a lot blander unless you let it sit in there a hell of a lot longer.
Right.
I guess that would be the best way I could equate it together. So
using tea bags.
Yeah, hey, I piqued your interest, didn't I?
Yeah, it brings back old memories.
That's right. Muscle memory.
AEW memories.
Yeah. You said it, we didn't, so it's just now getting that oak flavor. But once it gets there, man, it can jump quick. Like that's the thing about barrels. Like it takes a while to get there, but once it's there, it can go over the top really fast. And you see that with spirals and chips. And you wait, and you get impatient because it's not quite there. It's not quite there, and you forget about it for a week, and then all of a sudden it's too much. Or you forget about your barrel for a month when it was close, and then it's too much. Like it's kind of like when you're proofing down your liquor. You had a lot of water at first, and your hydrometer don't barely move, and then towards the end, just a little bit of water moves your hydrometer a lot. So it's just kind of like.
You know what else moves your hydrometer a lot?
Yeah,
and sugar.
You know, I told that story on the podcast last night. I thought about how poor Wes damn near lost an eye when we got back from North Carolina.
You know, it's like, look at this, Wes. I pushed it down so it would shoot up.
So what are you drinking there, Easy? Talk a little bit about that.
It's Squatch. It's we had old Tracy Arvin on.
Yep.
Finally got to try it. It's got like I don't know what he uses in it, but it's got a wild aftertaste. Like it's got corn on the front. You can smell the corn, and you can definitely tell they run it through the plates. But it's got its own distinct alcohol finish. It's not hot. I mean, it's only 90 proof, so obviously you don't expect it to be hot or anything. But you know, nice and clear for 90. I believe it's 90. It's small here. Yep. Like at first it was almost like a cucumber finish, which I don't like cucumbers, but I just think it was you know, sometimes
I do.
When you first taste it and then you got to taste it more. So and then it got more. It's just a real mild corn. If I had to guess, I would say he's probably using a white corn.
I like white corn.
I'll have to ask him. It's real mild, you know, and then it's only 90 proof, so it's real mild.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, wasn't that like his great grandfather or something? It was like it was a family recipe that he found or something like that. That was pretty cool.
Tracy uses 100% Tiffany Cornet.
He said typo, so maybe he typed that wrong. What do you guys like to keep the liquor in besides a barrel? Just a ton of mash jars. No, I don't do the bags. I don't like the bags, man. You know,
you can't have bags around these guys or you'll catch hell.
You know, like
see that, Justin Meredith? Did you hear that?
That's Grandpa's sippy pouch.
Yeah,
that is. It's a Grandpa's sippy pouch.
I mean, if we were running something fairly big, some
5 gallon buckets,
5 gallon bucket or a glass carboy or something. I mean, just whatever you got. How long you plan on it sitting?
Glass jugs, those plastic flavors. There's too many. Like even when you start keeping, like it depends on how much liquor you got. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Hey, them glass carboys are nice, but you fill one of them up, them motherfuckers get heavy.
But I'm a 1 gallon. Like if I had to, a 1 gallon jug. You know, like if it's good enough for water, it's good enough for liquor. You know, like it's. I mean, reuse your distilled water jugs. I will say, if you're traveling with liquor, don't be afraid to reuse vodka bottles.
You forgot my story on the water jug.
Yep. That's what I like. I do like those water jugs that you can twist the lid on that you can get at Walmart. Like the Primo bottles or whatever you call them.
Nope.
So did your alcohol eat through it and leak on you?
Nope.
What'd you do?
I thought it was water, poured it out on the deck, cleaned up dog vomit.
It cleaned it up?
She's trying to tell you something, man.
A gallon of rum.
She's trying to tell you. Oh, just a gallon? Oh, hell. Shit.
She did you a favor.
Yeah.
She did everybody a favor. She saved people.
Here before long, she's going to be fucking beating this shit with a baseball bat. One still at a time.
Hey, I will say that the blood bag things, it's a cool idea. Those were cool.
What's a blood bag?
They were blood bags and they had liquor in them, and you could pop them open and drink out of them. And
okay.
Like,
yeah.
You know, like they were cool. You know, for put red in them. It looked like blood bags. Like they were cool. I don't really drink from the bags. Worst case scenario, I'll pull the Rigsby and just dump my liquor in a water bottle. But usually it's just, hey man, here's a jar. Here's a little jar. Here's a jar.
You know, I used to never smuggle clear liquor in until I hung out with you guys.
Well, that's because you didn't know nothing about clear liquor until you met me.
that horrible night at Sturgis' basement.
Oh, no, that horrible night.
Dude, I felt so horrible the next day. I felt so shitty.
Yeah, you did. That's because Big Easy rolled in there and got everybody hammered.
Rolled in the Matt Brown door.
Yeah, I did. No, I got to use the front door.
Oh, that's right. They let you come in. That's right.
Yeah. It's good. Only one of us showed up, to treat me better. And then, I got treated twice as well because only half of us showed up.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't Sean supposed to be there that night, too?
I was.
Is that truly?
Motherfucker, you know exactly what that is.
He is 100% trying to sneak that truly in without us seeing it.
That might have been one of them Bud Light Zeros or something like that.
Hold on.
You bought some of them sleeves off Amazon, didn't you?
No, I got this from Matt Lemaster, you piece of shit.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about the
I know what
sleeves
you're
you put
talking
on.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, shit.
So, man, how's the institute going? How's the Distilling Institute?
That's going pretty good. I think though I kind of wish I'd done it a little differently. But it's going pretty decent. It's just getting people to know that it's out there, just like the guild.
Time. It just takes time, I mean, just like with this here, like we're in year 4 on this. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been cranking for 4 years on this thing, and it's just like every now and then you got to change things up and throw curveballs because I'm saying, had we not brought other people in, it would still just be me and you and whoever you got on once every 3 months.
Once every 3 months.
Hard at it for like a year. We go every Monday, man. We've been going hard at it.
Well, me and Easy went hard at it for a while by ourselves. How many episodes did we have before we had a guest on?
We had a few episodes where we had a guest on, and like any time that you get into something like this, you really gotta seems like you got to put a lot in early, just to show people you're legit.
Yep. Well, and most people don't make the podcast past like a year or whatever it is. I read a while back.
You've been invited on Two Uncles in a Jar on Sunday night, 8:00. The best and worst experimental shine.
Experimental shine made.
I'm not big on experimenting because I'm lazy and I'm cheap as shit. And so I'm like, dude, if I'm doing something, I'm doing it for. Now, I will say, like, back in the day, me and Philbilly we did some wild stuff early on in the YouTube videos. And I would say that the worst thing we ever made was the Milwaukee's Best Ice at Brew Shine. Bro, it was disgusting. It was as bad. It was worse, like.
If it's possible.
And then, like, the thing I did worse on my own was I took a keg of IPA beer and threw a top end on it and distilled it into liquor, man. And it was one of the worst. It's just beer. Beer's the worst thing I've ever done. Let's see. Bennett said wedding cake. I've never dabbled with pastries or anything like that, just because I watch all these other fellers do it, and the oils and the muck and the flour, and it ain't my dig, man.
Well, he got that wedding cake off of Moonshiners,
Wait, I think he saw Mr. Master Jason do it on TV or something like that. I don't know, like some shit.
That or his idol.
I had no part in Piss Billy, so I had no part in the Piss Billy still. Just so you know, like he was like, "Hey man, you want to piss in my you want to piss in my air still?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm pissing in this and making a video." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm good." It was just sitting in the middle of his living room, and not his living room, but it was in the middle of his garage, like right in the middle of his garage. You walk in, there's just piss on in it and all around it, because like Phil ain't pissing in nothing this big. I mean, motherfucker can't hit a toilet this big. Motherfucker ain't pissing in nothing that big. So like, it took him so long to fill it up. I could imagine. I think there's some information out there where you can take the piss of a diabetic person, ferment it, and distill it. There was actually there was a feller on TikTok. I think his name was like Lawnmower Man or something like that, and he was diabetic. And And I guess, he would be like, I don't give a shit. And he'd fuck up a bunch of sugar. And like, he fermented his piss and he distilled it. Like, there was enough sugar in his urine that he was able to ferment it. And it ain't my dig, like I'm good. That's not something I don't need to do. Like, I don't need to do, man. So,
I mean, in the movie Dodgeball, I don't drink it because it tastes, or I don't drink it because it's sterile. I drink it because it tastes good. I mean, no, there's no way.
like, yeah, Phil ran it through the air still, and he's like, it was minerally, and I'm like, still, bro, like I'm good, man. Like, and the air still isn't enough distillation for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
the question is, does he still have it?
The air still, yes.
I thought he donated that.
No,
he probably raffled the motherfucker off.
So like,
it's not enough for you, ideas. It's enough for the Master Distiller show.
So here's my thing. I saw they just did the another vodka episode, right?
Yeah,
that's 2 vodka episode winners. Like now, so they've made it out. They've made vodka from grain. They've made vodka from potatoes. Now they need to make vodka from sugar, because that's the only really, sugar cane, anything sugar wash.
Yeah.
And then they can have a grand champion vodka episode. You got 3 winners. You might as well have a grand champion episode.
Shout out McGilla.
I nominate us 3 in black to face off in a sugar vodka episode. But we got to collude to make sure Matt gets a pace style still.
Do I get to be a judge?
Sure. So, like, I had heard that Master Distiller was done after this season. If that's the case, then Bennett's episode will be the last episode ever.
That's
and
saving the best for last, huh?
Hey, I'm going to save it for when Bennett comes on right before his show. We will be all getting together on March 3rd. It's on the 3rd, right? I believe so. 7th, 3rd. When is it, Bennett? You're sitting right there in the comments, so I could keep talking about it. And
I think his episode is the 3rd. Is it on Tuesday?
Yeah. It's gonna be a 3rd. So we're all gonna get together on TikTok and watch it together.
He'll be on the night.
Obviously we can't, all travel to North Carolina on a Tuesday to watch it. But when his jar does come released at 2 Trees, we're all gonna patty up and make it down for that. So
road trip.
Yeah, I would never miss Bennett's release.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't.
Not miss that for the world.
So, did 2 Trees ever get a still?
Yeah, when Bennett takes one.
Hey, Ben, you need one? Do you need a still for 2 Trees? I know a fella with a couple.
That was the big question. 2 Trees didn't even have a still.
We didn't. I figured it was just going to be GNS, but that's a different episode. Like, we tried to get them on the show. We did try to get 2 Trees on. That's also a different episode. So maybe all we can do is hope. But anyways, if they did end the show, then we need like the History Channel to go on ahead and pick up like Distiller Wars, or what I'm saying, Distiller Challenges, or what I'm saying, Moonshiner, Moonshiner Standoff or some shit, man. There's definitely a market for a much more fair show, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, to where
more true to life show.
Well, no, I would just like to see, like, hey man, everybody's got the same ingredients in the same still. Let's see what you got.
It's funny you say that.
Everybody's got the
talking
same
to
shit.
a gentleman where he knew he was done from the go, just the still that he was given.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I don't get a thumper, I'm fucked. I mean, that's just.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm fucked, because like, for somebody that's been around and who has done a lot of different things a lot of different ways, you're able to concoct a way to try to do your thing. Like legit, if I went in and I got just a single arm still and I just needed to like double it up, I would run it, and as soon as it ran, I would dump it right back in my pot.
Right.
and run right into while it's running. You know, I'd pop that some bitch open and dump it right in the pot and rerun that liquor. And while I dumped it in the pot, I would infuse in that pot all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like I would use my pot as a thumper, and I'm not a strip and run type of feller, but I'm a doubler. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a doubler, and I think there's ways. And like you ever watch JJ's episode, his first episode? Like that dude created some shit.
Where he wrapped did he wrap cold rags around his arms and shit?
Dude, he like create. I don't know. Like his shit was wild. Go watch the Armed Force episode with JJ in it, man.
My gosh.
I don't know that I can want to see Matt's face again that long.
It's all right. You can see JJ's legs. Should be all right.
Shit.
Shorty shorts.
Too much like a family reunion.
But so
there it is.
When you watch, like I don't think enough of them. I don't know like the background rules and stuff like that as to where like what you can do to modify your rig a little bit. But dude, there's enough parts and shit there. We're going to create something to do what we need to do with it, you know. And every now and then you'll see somebody do that to where they create, and I believe that's part of it. Like, all right, I got this. What can I do with it now? If you're doing something straightforward like a grain liquor and you really want that super grungy flavor, then a little straight arm ain't so bad. Hell, it might work into your flavor if you're doing an oily corn or anything like that because you're really pulling flavor.
But I mean, you know, the reason why I said I was fucked because I'm trying to play to the judges. You know what they like, you know what they run.
Yeah.
And unless you get some random judges that don't, then you kind of, I mean, I don't know. Give the contestants $500 to build a still.
And source ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm rolling over the keg still.
Yeah, give me a beer keg.
I'm rolling over the keg still, $100 for the sugar and $300 in my pocket. Let's get it.
There's the true master distiller show. Fuck the copper pot. Give everybody a keg still.
Everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything. All right, first round we're going to run on
our rigs.
We're going to run on a keg still. On the second round, we're going to run on this single arm. What you know what I'm saying? Like there's ways to, let's see what you got when it's even because it comes down to you. Then that's the difference. Not I don't believe it. The difference is like okay, you got a single arm, you got plates, and you got a pot still. We're making vodka. Like how can you ask a feller to make vodka with a single arm still? Like I believe he should have been dumping his distillate back in his pot as he ran and trying to strip more flavor out.
Well, that's what me and Uncle Joe were talking about the other day. Even though I'd done the vodka episode, and when I won the first round, me and Thomas and Scott were talking. I'm like, look, man, you run a distillery, you run a plate tower. I do not want that plate tower. I'm telling you now. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna get me a pot thumper and a worm, same way as I do at home, because it's what I'm used to running. If they're talking about, or if they're trying to make it as unfair, I guess, or as fair as possible, why not be like, all right, look, Sean, what do you want? You go in there and pick that. What I got, and then Thomas goes in there and gets the thumper or the tower. They should be like, okay, well, we're going to flip the script, and you guys are going to get what each other. Like, I'm going to get the tower.
Right.
Thomas is going to get the thumper. You know what I mean?
No, and Thomas is used to running plates, but on a big giant distillation, big,
well, that's
distillery still.
That was
which is running gas.
About the last Master Distiller episode. The guy that won it, he got, Dee Dee got first pick. She chose hers, and he got exactly what he's used to running. So I think he kind of was. He probably had a little bit of an advantage for that because that's what he was familiar with.
Mm-hmm. But the other,
he's used to that.
The other fellow, they're like run us vodka on a straight arm Liebig.
Yeah, he knew.
Like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, dude, I'd have had to say something beforehand. Like, look, man, this ain't. There's no level of fairness because it's not a game show; it's a TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so there's no prices right. There's no gaming commission. It's a TV show. So it's like who's going to win is who they want to win. It doesn't have to be fair from the beginning. And I think that's one place it fell short throughout the years, where you could definitely, in some of the episodes, you could see it wasn't fair for some of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And then like your early on episodes, it was like it was a more even playing field.
Yeah,
and it was like whoever was the best distiller was going to win, as opposed to who won the first round and was able to get the best still tailored to what we're making. Because let's be for real, if we're making corn liquor and like the person that gets stuck with plates is going to be at a disadvantage, but then I'm pulling the plates out and it's just a straight arm,
straight column.
Yeah, or like leave a couple of plates and don't run a deflag. That's where my mind goes. Yeah,
and it's like, oh, I'm throwing corn up in them plates, whatever it takes. Like, and I just don't know the ins and outs of what they allow you to do with what with what you have, because like I said, we're about modifying shit on the fly. Like this don't want to do this.
The corn and stuff, they would allow you to do that. But they won't technically they wouldn't let you alter the still unless all three people agreed to that. You know what I mean?
And be like, hey man, this is my still. I'm doing whatever I want to it. That's y'all still. You do whatever you want to it. Everybody agreed. Let's get it. We're here to showcase our skills, our knowledge that we learned, and part of being a great distiller. And not really a master distiller. It takes years and years and years to be masters.
Right.
But part of being a great distiller is being able to modify and change on the fly, change your still, change your mash, change your run, change everything.
The one thing I thought was it doesn't make sense to me on that show is that some of the items that they choose to have these guys mash in with, and they really don't give them that much time to let the shit work off. You hear some of these guys say, "Oh, my mash wasn't done working off." Well, that right there. That's a disadvantage right itself. Your mash hasn't fully worked off.
Well, right. But here's another thing though, right? So if you go in and say, just for shits and giggles, you get 3 days to ferment, okay? If they tell you that from the get-go, are you going to go in there and get a 1.08 gravity on what you're doing? No.
You know what you got. You know what you're going to get going in. So you got to be like, hey, man, I better just go on ahead and make some motherfucking wheat-flavored sugar shine up in this bitch and run the shit out of it and call it vodka. Because you only have so long to get it done. Or, like, I don't want to give nothing away, or maybe you go in with some dextrose, or maybe you invert your shit and make it so that it consumes quicker and faster and you know what I'm saying? Like there are ways, like there are tricks. That's just like being able to modify your still. You're modifying your sugars, you're modifying your grains, you're using a different type of yeast.
You gotta figure it out on the fly,
But
that's like Shua. That's like Shua. Great example, right? He had a high fucking gravity, but he used what he needed to do to get most of it worked off. I can't remember if it fully worked off or not, but
he started at I think it was 0.02 or 0.2.
Was it? Okay, yeah.
Somewhere up there. And then because he added sugar when he didn't need to his molasses. And I'm sure he second guessed himself at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you got fucking 10 cameras on you. You know, it's hot as balls. Like,
like, let's be for real, man. When you're mashing in the mountains as opposed to the dry flats of Texas, everything's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come up here to Ohio to determine what time of year you're mashing in. Everything's different. You shoot down to Florida, everything's different. It might be the same ingredients, but it's not going to be the same 100% same process. Everything's going to be a little different. Yep. What you do at home will be a lot different on the road, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but you still got to be able to read a bead. There ain't no excuse for not being able to read beads. I can't let that go. I'm ball busting. Love you, Shua. Little hands. For that picture you took, what's wrong with you?
Well, I mean, that goes back to the times, right? So back in the day, people didn't have hydrometers or refractometers, nothing like that. Well, now that's how we check shit. You know, I mean, yeah, you pick it up and shake it, but like, it's not how they, you know, they used to do that shit back in the day because they had to.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to do that anymore. Now, granted, for the show, like, that's a great idea because I mean, like, you know, if it's low, you pretty much know it. If it's really high, you can pretty much tell.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and Mark, some episodes they're like, all right, you brought your home prepared mash in. So some episodes they did let them prepare mash at home and bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
Some episodes they provide mash. Most episodes they make them. The people make a sugar wash right there, and a lot of times when they open up that their fermenter, you could tell when that shit's not worked off. Like last week when old Big Chuck and them was on there, you could definitely tell when Chuck opened that up that did not work all the way off. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but sometimes, man, when you run shit that's not all the way worked off, dude, you're going to get a lot more flavor and you're going to get less yield. But there's more stuff you're cooking in there.
So,
run a little slower.
Mark Morgan made a good point. You know, like compared to Florida and here and in the mountains, you know, elevation. So the higher, you know, depending on where you're at, your boiling points change.
And your seasons affect it, just like when you're aging your liquor. That's why our region, the Midwest, is so pure for. That's the best aging area because our swings are so great. Like we just spent 2 months in the negatives, and then we're about to hit the 50s here in a couple of weeks, and then we're going to go back down to the singles. I can't help looking at a big snowstorm again in a couple of weeks. You know, it's so crazy here that it's great for aging liquor, man, and great for aging liquor.
But it ain't great for making mash.
No,
it can be done. It can be done. That's for sure.
Yeah, if you want to fight it, like it's too much to fight it. Man.
Yeah.
And if you had a barn and you could heat it and it wouldn't murder you on price, you know, it'd be different. You could always build heater box, but even still, man, you're fighting it. You're fighting cold weather, and it's like when it gets down to this temp, this is more than just an aquarium heater. You know, like 3 weeks of negative weather is more than an aquarium heater. The only thing I've ever seen keep really warm in this temp is a tote heater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those things work great.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen, man. It was just a cold thing right over a tote, dude, and it kept that thing ferment. Like I think we fermented a tote of apples in the wintertime. And
I fermented like that tote of apples. Yeah.
That was a badass thing. Yep, that was
Thanks,
apples we broke sturgeon on.
Yeah, that broke them.
That was a good time. So
thanks to Mr. Lemaster for the ink bird. Live in Florida, but have issues with weather. How's your water down there, Mark? Or do you live in Florida? I don't know.
That's West Virginia, Mark. There's 2 Mark Morgans.
Is there?
Yep. I found that out last night.
Oh, I see it.
Is one of them, does he paint his beard?
I see
Is
the
that the other
page. I see the Facebook profile picture differently.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd have never noticed that if you would have pointed that out. Oh, hi, ass Uncle Joey pointing that out over here.
I just found out last night on our podcast.
Uncle Joey, you're starting to look tired, man.
No, I'm just real high.
We know.
The edibles are kicking in, so. All right, well, you know, I guess Uncle Joey will figure out what happened with Dee Dee. Things happen, and we'll see about getting her back on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who we got on next week, Uncle Joey?
Next week, we have Mr. Ryan Venrick. He's a cask manager from Watershed Distillery.
Nice.
A cast manager.
Yeah, that's who they reached out with me.
Okay. Watershed. We didn't have Watershed on.
No, but they're the big one in Columbus. They do. Watershed's got some good shit, man.
Yeah, I've seen them. I think they had liquor at Farm to Bottle before.
Yes.
But
Yeah, Ryan seems like a good dude, man. I'm excited to talk with Ryan and hear what they got going up there at Watershed. I got some days off, man. I might try to reach out to him and maybe pop up here before we have him on.
yeah, shit, that probably ain't but like 30 minutes from y'all's house.
About 40-45 minutes where Watershed is, I think.
Yeah.
Is it that far from me?
No, dude, I'll pick you up on the way. We go on a Saturday.
30 minutes.
Yeah, about 30.
Yeah. Shit. 38, yeah.
Yes, yeah, hour and a half for me. Piece of shit.
You live on
Well,
wrong
you
side
know,
of town.
you'll be all right.
That'd be all right. So, hey, join the guild. Check us out, man. There's links on our Facebook page.
And in the comments, just posted it.
Yeah, there you go. I just posted that. Check out the Institute. Let's see the podcast coming up. Let's see, Wednesday you got Shine Talks and Shots, and you got Fridays. Militia's got like 4 different ones. They do a different one every Friday. America Moonshine should be up soon. That's my
coming up soon. Yeah,
American Whiskey should be back on here sometime soon, hopefully.
America Moonshine is my favorite podcast with America in the title, and you know what I'm saying. If you can watch America and Pissy if you want.
Hey, whoa. So let me ask you guys a question before we get off the air tonight. Let me ask you a question, Sean. If I invited you over to my house, and you've been down my basement, you've been down my basement, you've been down here. So I got up real quick and I said, "Hey man, I gotta go piss real quick," and I run back here to my bathroom and I call you back there. And when you come back there, I piss all over you. Would you beat my ass?
I would certainly try.
After you did the way, I'll punch the shit out of you.
Fairest answer you're going to get.
And then piss on you.
Yeah, while you sleep, I'm gonna pee on you.
That was something that yeah. Anyway, that's all.
Hey, different strokes for different folks, man. People like what they like, man.
No king shaming. No king shaming here.
No king.
Coming from the guy who's shaming.
No, he was just asking a question.
Know what you would do.
So, all right, well, y'all take care. We'll see you Monday night. Have a great week. Enjoy your weekend. Y'all tune in Sunday. 2 uncles in 1 jar. 2 uncles, 1 jar on Sundays, man. The longer it goes, the jar might come out of one of them. Y'all have a great night.
Shit. Thank you.